Yo, what is up guys? Welcome to the Day 56 recap of the 2016-2017 NBA season. Alright, so the San Antonio Spurs went out and beat the New Orleans Pelicans last night. No big surprise. The main story of this game was Tim Duncan having his jersey retired already by the San Antonio Spurs. Yo, everyone knew this was coming. Of course, everyone knew Tim Duncan was going to get his jersey retired. I mean, the man went out, won 5 championships, never missed the playoffs, was the greatest power forward of all time. Of course, he was going to get his jersey retired. It's just, I don't think anyone saw it coming this soon. But I guess their logic was it's going to happen one day, so why not today? Why not today? And I agree with that logic, but I'm just surprised that he had his jersey retired before Kobe. But then again, San Antonio Spurs are like the model organization. You know, they know what they're doing. And props to Tim Duncan on an amazing career. But what we're going to be talking about today is the new big man. Yo, the new NBA big man. A few years ago, the NBA big man was kind of up in the air as what's going to come to be. I mean, this was like before Anthony Davis, before any of that. The big man was kind of outdated in the NBA, as people were saying. It's the age of the point guard right now. The dominant point guards are everywhere. You look, almost every team in the NBA has a pretty good point guard, except for like the Sixers. You know, Tony Parker's kind of old for the Spurs. The Timberwolves, Ricky Rubio is really not too special. But every team basically has a pretty good point guard. Point guards are thriving in today's NBA. But could it soon be the age of the big man? Could the big man take over the NBA once again? You know, you already got Anthony Davis, Karl-Anthony Towns, Joel Embiid set a career high last night with 33 points, 10 rebounds. I think he had like 3 blocks in only 27 minutes. This is a rookie doing this, by the way. Keep in mind that this is a rookie putting up these types of numbers, even though this is technically his 3rd season being drafted, but he's still considered a rookie. Andre Drummond, someone who I think is very underrated. Rudy Gobert is having an amazing year for the Utah Jazz. Even smaller big man, you look at players like Jabari Parker and Julius Randle, they're an amazing big man as well. So the big man is back, and it's better than ever, quite frankly. The big man isn't the traditional big man, you know, it's not the Hakeem Olajuwon, it's not the Shaq, it's not anything like that anymore for the most part, because they do more now. You know, Shaq was never stepping outside of 10 feet attempting anything, but now you got these big men taking these 25-foot threes, dribbling the ball up the court. I mean, can you consider Giannis a big man? He's 6'11". I mean, he's skinny, yeah, but so is Clint Capella, and he plays center. The big man in the NBA is about to be more dominant than it's ever been before. And then watching the Tim Duncan retirement last night, you know, it just got me thinking about how much things have changed. You know, Tim Duncan, even over the years, he had to try and progress with the way the NBA was going. You know, he started to expand his game to the 3-point range. He still didn't take a lot of them, but he started to expand. Then you look at Marc Gasol, yo, he's taking threes now. Brook Lopez learned to shoot threes over the summer to stay relevant. So, you know, all these other big men that were in the NBA before, you know, that specialized in the post, maybe the mid-range, have had to adapt to today's game. You know, the more fast-paced, the where you have to shoot or be extremely athletic game in order to stay relevant. And that's what these other big men are learning at a much earlier age. That's what they're working on. One day you will see big men that make what Anthony Davis is doing. You know, what Anthony Davis does seems kind of like bizarre for a big man to do right now. One day you will see big man make what he does right now look basic. I mean, they will be literally playing point guard. I mean, you'll see Giannis Antetokounmpo's everywhere. In the next few years alone, the big man will be much better than ever. This small ball stuff, yo, with Draymond Green playing center, I don't think that will be able to fly anymore. When you have a bunch of teams with Anthony Davis, Karl-Anthony Towns, players like that roaming everywhere. Thon Maker, a prospect rookie for the Bucks, could be another Giannis, except even bigger in a few years. So, you know, the big man is about to take over the NBA. I think the age of the guard will be coming to an end soon. Well, not saying like point guards will be bad, but you know, the big man might be taking over again. Is all I'm saying. Speaking of taking over again, DeMar DeRozan has begun to take over once again. He scored 31 points last night, his 4th 30-point game in a row. You remember earlier in the season where he was like, I forgot how many 30 points a game was to start the season. I think it was like 7 or 8. Seems like he's doing that again, and he led the Raptors to a blowout win over the Orlando Magic at 109-79. I mentioned Rudy Gobert and how I think he's one of the most underrated players in the NBA. Last night was an amazing game for Rudy Gobert as the Utah Jazz beat the Memphis Grizzlies. Yo, Rudy Gobert had 21 points, 12 rebounds. He was a perfect 9 of 9 from the field and also had 3 blocks. Marc Gasol had no idea what to do when Rudy Gobert was guarding him. He held Marc Gasol, one of the best centers in the NBA at the moment, to his worst shooting night of the year and of a long time, maybe of his career. I mean, it was just awful. He was 4 of 22 from the field, 0 of 5 from 3, only had 8 points and 7 rebounds. I mean, this isn't an all-star caliber player that Rudy Gobert does not even shut down. He made him look like he didn't exist. And like I said, the Utah Jazz got the win over the Memphis Memphis Grizzlies 82-73. The Utah Jazz are now 18-10 on the year, and the Grizzlies fall to 18-11. Alright, the bench of the Washington Wizards is still pretty bad. But John Wall and Bradley Beal are coming together to make a difference, to make up for it. Basically, what they said was, if our bench isn't going to score, we're just going to have to score what our bench should be scoring, combined with what we already score. Because Bradley Beal went off for 41 points last night. He has been on a tear as of late. The Wizards have won 5 of the last 6, and Bradley Beal has had 6 straight games with scoring at least 20 points. So, you know, he's been on absolute fire. Last night, they beat the Los Angeles Clippers, and Doc Rivers wound up getting himself ejected once again. Doc Rivers is a coach that does not like losing, apparently. This is the second time he's gotten himself ejected this season. I'm probably going to make a video about this soon, The Eastern Conference playoff standings are getting a bit crazy, and the Washington Wizards have found themselves right back in the mix. Of course, the Boston Celtics went out and beat the Miami Heat last night. Isaiah Thomas had 23 points, Avery Bradley chipped in with 20, and Al Horford had 17 points of his own to go along with his 8 assists and 7 rebounds. The Boston Celtics are a team that are still trying to find their stride because of all the injuries due to their lineup early in the season. You had Jake Crowder go down, Al Horford went down, then Isaiah Thomas was out for a span of games. So, they're still a team that's trying to gel together, and yet they're still 15-12, so not quite the start that people were expecting them to have. But like I said before, the Eastern Conference is simply crazy this year. Speaking of big man though, Hassan Whiteside isn't too bad of a big man, in case you didn't know. He's been having a terrific season as well. 23 points, 17 rebounds, and 3 blocks last night in a valiant effort against the Boston Celtics. Marcus Cousins might be great, but you know what's not great? You're getting blown out by the Dallas Mavericks. That's not a great feeling whatsoever. DeMarcus Cousins had 33 points last night, but then you look at the rest of his team and you wonder, who are you? And the Sacramento Kings only score 79 points. DeMarcus Cousins has nearly half of his team's points. And for the Mavericks, it was a balanced effort. Harrison Barnes had 15, Wesley Matthews had 15, Darren Williams had 15, and they get their 7th win of the season. That about wraps it up for all the action of the Day 56 recap of the 2016-2017 NBA season. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, make sure to smack that like button and subscribe if you haven't for more daily NBA videos. Comment down below what you think about the big man. Do you guys think they will take over the NBA in the next few years? And you guys know I'll be right back here tomorrow with another NBA discussion. So until then, keep getting the buckets, Team SDC, and I'm out of here. Peace!